Howdy folks, today we're gonna try and make a steak flatbread with a balsamic reduction. And we are going to do so with this New York strip. Let's ride.
This is my country, my damn country, and it don't mean a thing if you don't pass the test.
First off, we're gonna make our balsamic reduction. A cup of balsamic vinegar in here. Wow, cup's kind of a lot. Who knew? Well, that's not quite a cup, but that's close enough. All right, so this is boiling now. We're gonna go ahead and drop the heat. So it says once it's reduced by 1/2, which I guess means half of it evaporates, then we add in our other stuff. I don't know if that makes it like more potent or what. I just Googled why would you boil balsamic vinegar, and I stumped Google. It didn't have an answer for me. Let me know in the comments why I'm doing this, if any of y'all know. Holy shit! Don't breathe that in. That's toxic. Jeez. I think I just don't know how to make homemade tear gas. Lord have mercy. It's honestly like snorting a line of wasabi. Oh, we're going down? Oh yeah, we're definitely at like a half of it now. Oh, I might have overdid that, shoot. And 6 hours later, we're down to a half cup. So we're going to add a tablespoon of honey. Oh. Okay, now we do a 1/4 tablespoon of pepper, but I'm just gonna eyeball it. Now we're gonna cook our New York strip. This is where it gets good. So if you want, you can marinate this and or do a rub or something. I'm just gonna go ahead and let the meat do the talking here. Let's go ahead and drop our New York strip on here. Ooh, listen to that. We want to get this probably around medium rare. We're gonna put this on after the flatbread's cooked, so we don't need to be concerned about the steak getting overcooked in a further process. So we want to cook it exactly how we want it right now. Woo! Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. Yes. That's perfect. Good. That's a mother flippin' New York strip, baby. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull out our ciabatta bread, and we're gonna cut this in half. This sounds severely difficult to me. I'm really just hoping to not lose a finger. We'll just start doing this. I must say, this would be easier if my damn knife was bigger. Hey, would you look at that? Okay, that's way too thick. That's too thin. Our first cheese, which will be just kind of our base, is Fontina Cheese. Have you ever heard of it? I haven't. And I might just be not very well cultured. I like when cheese comes with that like fancy red plastic on it though. Why does it come with that? Who knows? Well, my first observation of Fontina cheese, very grateable. Wow, I made way too much of this. I don't need all this grated cheese. I've got a freaking mountain of cheese over here. So now we're gonna put some shaved Parmesan on here. Get it all the way up to the edges. Don't let the consumer have any finger space at all to hold the piece. Make them grab the cheese. All right, the recipe calls for gorgonzola, which is essentially blue cheese, I think, and blue cheese tastes horrible. So we're not using that. Instead, we're using feta. Is it gonna work? I don't know, it looks similar. That's kind of what I'm basing it on. My wife made fun of me when I told her that I was gonna do feta instead. She's like, that's not gonna work. How is that for timing? Am I right? So now we're gonna cut our steak into thin little slices. cut against the grain here so that it's nice and tender, because if you cut with the grain here, every time you take a bite, you're gonna pull the steak right off. And that's gonna be annoying. People will resent you by the end of the meal. So don't do that. Don't do that. Look at that. Look at that. That's just about perfect. Look at that. Look at all that good meat. Well, our bread and cheese is looking good in the oven, but I must say that feta ain't melting. My wife might have been right, and I might be a moron. But the steak is good, so that's fine. Look at that. That's looking excelente. Is that offensive? That's just Spanish. There's nothing offensive about Spanish. Right? First up, the steak. That's right. Let's just jump straight to the good stuff. It's just like, I'm not gonna stop putting this on here. If you only need to pick one layer, I'm going with the steak. But thankfully, we don't have to pick just one layer. Bust out the arugula. Actually, I'm gonna do a layer of the balsamic glaze and then arugula and then a little more balsamic glaze. You know, like when you're eating it and the arugula falls off? I don't wanna lose the balsamic glaze with that. And let's not do a crazy amount, because this is some pretty intense stuff. Arugula now, for real. Perfect. Balsamic glaze, round 2. So as I'm putting this on, I'm just hoping that it's as good as the store-bought stuff. Which means I don't really know if it's worth making it at home. But we'll see. Maybe I'll take a bite and be like, damn, I'm forever enlightened to homemade balsamic reduction, and I'm never gonna buy it from the store again, and I'm a pretentious asshole. But probably not. Oh, that's hot still. Oh. Whoo. Oh, what happened to my oven mitt? Oh! I kind of think I'm digging this thicker one over here. But I don't know. Yes. So I could cut it like this, give everyone small little pieces, but in the nature of it being a steak flatbread, I feel like it needs to be big pieces. It's not gonna be a dainty thing. This is gonna be a masculine thing that hopefully my wife will like for dinner tonight. Nice and thick and hearty. Oh. I feel like I need to host an event at my house now. I want an excuse to make this for people. I'm just real nonchalantly said it like, oh yeah, I made steak flatbreads. It's no big deal. And then they take a bite and they're like, dude, well done. And I'm like, Everyone's be like, oh, what's your secret? How did you make it taste so good? And I'm gonna be like, can't tell you. I just have good rancher's meat. That's the secret. I'm going back in. Alright, so here's my verdict. It's excellent. It was actually easier to cook than I was expecting. I felt like at the time I screwed up by adding too much cheese, but I love the amount of cheese on here. I added a lot of meat, probably more meat than you would normally add to this, but with steak this good, I'm not gonna short myself. I feel good about that decision to just keep adding more meat. Alright, I'm just gonna slam this whole thing. I can't stop. Well, that's that, folks. If you've got any recipes you'd like to see, let us know in the comments below. If not, we'll see you next week when we try to figure something else out.
American meat delivered.
I can't stop. Seriously, someone stop me.